McDonald's bag. Good morning. McDonald's gave you kidney stones. That's a personal problem, buddy. I'm sorry to hear that though. What's my McDonald's, bro? I got this basic thing today. It was just the number one. I'm sorry. Jack in the Box is mid, but sometimes good. Matt Wenjaxie. Spill the tea. There's a lot of tea. I'm collecting some screeny shots, you know what I mean? Because I just got home and I just hit go live. That's all I did. I've been at work all day. So like I haven't really been able to do much in the way of defending myself. Where do you go to find out what happened? You go to Jared's Twitch stream or Twitch VOD today if you want to go see what he said. Okay, so I only really need 2 of these screenshots because the other stuff we'll just get to. Alright, so in regards to what Jared's main point. So I guess there's 3 segments of his stream today, right? It was the intro that was like 30 minutes maybe. I don't know if there's anything said during then of interest. Apparently not. Apparently there wasn't a whole lot to talk about. Why is it so bright? Because I have a light, so that's why. So we'll talk about we're not gonna rewatch that entire fucking thing. We're not gonna rewatch that. There's no point. So we'll talk about the main things. Am I gonna upload this VOD? Yeah, I'm gonna put it behind a $20 paywall as well. Yeah, fat W's. Okay, so these are like the 2 main things that he was talking about from what I could tell. Which is that I had made claims, which is correct. I have made claims on Twitter multiple times, and I've said it to multiple people in VC or over DMs on Discord about how Jared told Jobu and I that he didn't if the specific thing is, he said to us before we even talked to Shmooey in the VC, was if this was between Shmooey and I would have asked him about it, and then I would have just said, don't do it again, and would have moved on. He was worried that I was going to kill the community. If you go to this link, to Jobu's Twitter, motherfucker. If you go to Jobu's Twitter, he explains his part of it, which we'll go through it real quick. So I could probably just read all this out. Yeah, it's going out of context. I don't know what that means. So this is I would assume that you had all seen the stream before this because there's like nothing else to do. And then do read through this for yourself. But I will try and summarize Jobu's points best. We did have no knowledge of a confirmed FC that was fake that had a bounty at this time whenever Jared said this. So that much is true. We had no idea, or for certain, you know, we didn't know the idea of Jared is not exposing me, bro. We had no idea that speed hacking was a thing. So the only things that we found was like 9FC2 stuff. I had found the dude who had downloaded the Flames 250 tech. And then there was like weird shit about that the entire time and all that. So what this is saying is like we didn't know that bounties were faked, but Jared explicitly said to us before we even talked to Shmooey about it, when we had all that stuff, is that if it was between he and him, that he wouldn't have gone public because he was worried about the community dying. You know, when Jared said that, I was like, dude, I don't fucking know about that. Like that seems like a terrible reason, and that is a terrible reason. You know, and Jobu corroborates that. It says it somewhere at some point. Yeah, so this part right here. Initially, yes. Watch Jared's stream for context, for sure. Where's Darkly, by the way? I fucking, like, completely... Oh, shit. Oh, man. Jared, which is, like, the private thing. Initially, he wanted to keep it private. He didn't want it getting out. It was after the VC, we were all like, okay, this dude definitely faked more. And then there was still a disagreement, though. There's still a disagreement. Jared wanted Shmooey to have the opportunity to come out with it himself and address it publicly. He wanted to give him like 2 or 3 days, and I said that's stupid. I didn't think that was a good idea at all. I don't know why he was wanting to consider letting him get his own word out about it before he gets exposed. Like if you're cheating, you shouldn't be able to, you know, have your way about how it's exposed. That's so, you know, what happened was we had the VC of the night of the 11th in the morning of the 12th. The night of the 11th is when we got the admission that he faked stuff. The morning of the 12th, we VC'd again, just talking about random stuff. And then what happened was Jobu found that the Windows Media Player at the end, and then he also found that there was audio playing after the Windows Media Player ended. And so that showed completely that he was lying because, you know, in the video, yeah, that too, Nick. The interview is public. It's on Real Savage Jeff's channel if you want to go watch it. What's it called? It's called something. Alright, well, we'll just do this. Yeah, so it's this one. It's called 154 Days Later. If you want to go watch it, go ahead. That's why it's there. Sorry, I fucking worked like 13 hours and gotten like 10 hours of sleep these past 3 days. So regarding the VC that he's talking about, I'll get back on track. Go watch this. Go read this from Jobu, but he does corroborate and agree that Jared did initially want to keep things private. You know, and that's a no-no. If someone's cheating and they're the best player in the world, and you say that, that's a red fucking flag. Period. End of story. No ifs, ands, and buts about that. And then this one right here, VC Jared and I, with the Drowsy and Pixel VC. So I'm not going to ask Drowsy or Pixel to comment on this. If they really want to, they can. There's not really much to be gleaned from it. The biggest thing that I heard that he talked about that I didn't like that he left out was what happened was we were talking about the Carl Jobs video because we were looking at the document for it, you know, like the outline of the script of it. At the end it says, and below I've linked the best, you know, FC or the best accomplishment of this community. And we were like, okay, what does that mean? Jared was like, what do you think that's going to be? And I said, probably Megalodon. Like, because unquestionably that's the best FC. And it has been for a fucking long time now. So I was like, Megalodon for sure. And he was upset that it wasn't going to be his video of Solo 6. Which I found weird. Not only just like from a playing standpoint, Megalodon is objectively harder, right? So that makes sense. But what he was upset about was that he was saying, you know, Friff didn't do anything for this investigation. You know, we did all the work. We should get one of our videos at the best. You know, we should get one of our videos in there in Solo 6. And I was like, yeah, I don't agree with that. That's what I thought. And so I laughed. You know, I chuckled. I was like, you know, I was like, huh, yeah, it's Solo 6. And am I quiet? Whatever. The mic is closer now. It might be louder. We'll see. And I laughed because I was just like, you know, that's just stupid. In my head, I was like, well, dude, you didn't even want the shit getting out public in the first place if it was up to you, right? That's what I was thinking. I was like, well, if this was up to you, then why are you complaining about this? You know? That's what I thought. And so I laughed. And he was just like, what's wrong? What's funny about that? And I was just like, you know, there was like a good 30 fucking seconds where I was just like eating my words. I was like, you know, because there's two people here in VC. Like, I don't want to say that in front of two other people, you know, because that's like, I was already in bad blood with Jared. At the time, I wanted to be friends with Jared still. Like, I felt bad that I didn't feel bad. It sucked that I felt that I had to do the right thing, which is releasing the video before Shmooey had his ability to, you know, take some time away. Jared didn't like that. And so I felt bad. I wanted to be Jared's friend. So I was like, really reluctant to answer that question of why I was laughing. And, you know, eventually he was like, I was like, I don't know. You sure? And he's like, yeah, I want to hear it. I was like, okay. I was like, well, I found it funny that if it were up to you in the first place, we wouldn't be here. And now you're complaining about Friff getting put in the description of the video, not you, even though this wouldn't have been public at all. There would be no views to gain. You know, there's no views to gain from this if it went your way. So why the fuck are you complaining? That's what I thought. And he flat out denied it. He did flat out deny saying, you know, it's like, why would you say that? I did not say that at all. And, you know, he flat out denied it for like a minute straight. And then we just dropped it and I left the VC and I said, you know, VC with me. I left and I immediately said VC with me. He's like, no, man, we can't just leave and out of these two people and all that. And I remember Drowsy DMing me. He's like, why are you all fighting, bro? And he said, like, pleading face. Anyways, audio is duplicated? Whatever. And so today on stream, he showed that clip of me saying, like, hey, man, if you want me to deny it, I will. Because that's where I was at. You know, I was like, fuck. You know, like, I wanted to be this guy's friend, and I really outed him what it seemed like again. You know, like in front of two other people. It's like, fuck. I feel bad. If you don't want me to tell anyone, I will deny it. 100%. That's where I was at. I was like, fuck, man. This guy's my friend, and he's really pissed off. I'll deny it. And so I told him that. For sure. And I shouldn't have. I wish I hadn't felt that way. Someone brought up, I believe it was ATG. No, I told him that I would deny me saying that he didn't want it being released publicly. And something ATG brought up was today on Twitter was like, are you aware of the two-party consent thing for VCs and recording? Which I didn't know he was recording that. I'm not going to try and say like, oh, fuck you, take it down because you're not allowed because you didn't tell me. It's like, whatever, man. The damage is done already, or whatever. Everyone's already heard it. So there we are. The thing that changed that promise for me, there was two promises I held. The two promises I held were to never release the interview and then to never talk about that again / kind of deny it. I said that, that's what I said I was going to do. The first one, the interview, I didn't end up deleting it. At first we were like, okay, this never gets out, that's what we thought. Like, yeah, this never gets out. All three of us, unanimous. This shouldn't be available, to the public. Well, Masonic, it's like, what am I supposed to fucking do now? It doesn't matter if I care or not, And also, I was the one who recorded the interview, not Jared, and yet he was the one who talked about it and didn't really make an attempt to record it at all, which is, if you're really trying to get after somebody, you probably want to record it. Anyways. And so that whole shit happens, and we kind of just stop talking to each other. And then I start hearing from Trauma in VCs and private VCs that him and Jared, or Jared and Shmooey, hung out or still talk or claw in line or something, And I'm just like, what the fuck? What do you mean? Like, I understand if he doesn't want to talk to me because of whatever. But if you're still talking to that dude, why the fuck would you do that? Like, this dude stole thousands of dollars. He lied to people for years. And, like, there was a time at the meetup, at the North Carolina meetup, he explained to FYI, GH Freak, and Arch on our Trauma and I still friends? Not really. Not really. But Shmooey on a dock at like 2 a.m. explained to GH Freak and Arch how he FC'd Space Race for like 2 hours. Like, that dude at the time was not a fucking good person. Like, super manipulative. Like, why would you be friends with that dude? And so to me, I was like, yeah, get away from that. So why the fuck would you do that? But, here we are, and he's still friends with him. Basically, this is what he talked about, Zachy, these two things. I admitted, not admitted, I said that I would deny any saying that Jared would not want the cheating to get released publicly. I told him, I was like, I wouldn't do that. And then sort of fast forward, I keep hearing from Trauma, and it just keeps growing in my mind, like, Trauma, Jared and Shmooey, they're still talking. Like, that bothers the fuck out of me. It really bothers the fuck out of me. Because it's like, I got trashed on Jared's stream, it felt like, on Twitch. Can you not have friends? It's like, dude, he stole, like, thousands of dollars, lied to his face, presumably, right? Lied to our face. Why would you do that? Why would you stay friends with that person? If that's what you want to do, go ahead. But it's super weird, man. So it keeps going on, and then I start making these tweets. Where's the fucking Twitter? I don't know where this is gonna be, but there's a series of tweets I put out saying like, talking about the Jared shit, how he's like, yeah, these dudes still talk, and it's so fucking weird. Yeah, there's also that, nobody was aware. Jared is like, people would ask Jared, like, how is Shmooey doing on stream? Like, y'all have been in Jared's streams, like, how is Shmooey doing on stream? Like, oh, I don't know. I talked to him like a month ago, checked in on him, or, oh, I don't talk to him anymore. We just don't talk anymore. Like, that's obviously not the truth anymore. Like, the homie brought him on stream. That video shows he was at his house. So, the Shmooey wasn't going to show up until I tweeted that? No, dude. What? I don't know if I'm misreading what you're saying, but, yeah. I got that vid from Trauma leaking it to Drowsy. So these series of tweets. I wonder how much money Tyler gave Shmooey and Jared around the time of 113. I wonder why Jared didn't want that situation public. Makes you think. I got banned from Jared's stream for having that video of the confrontation with Shmooey being made public. I'm a lot more distant from the community now as compared to a couple months ago. I promised to delete that video after Carl Jobs and Abasov watched it as Jared wanted me to do badly. I didn't because it seemed dishonest. Take it for what you will. It did seem dishonest to me. Like, why would I delete that? Like, that's a pretty damning piece of media that a lot of people, if they were that person in Jared's spot, would want to get rid of. And then I go on to explain it again. Why would you not want to immediately expose a person who's been lying for years, taking money from someone who's been so supportive of your stream? The entire community at that. I reached out to Tyler 12th of January, asking if he paid the bounty yet, and he said he did. In hopes, I was trying to like stop him. I was like, damn, he just FC'd open window VGH. Like, there was a bounty on that. Let's stop that. Right? And this is true. I asked Tyler himself. I asked, did Jared ever reach out to you around this time to not pay out bounties? And he did not. This is the thing for me. So I was like, hey, quick question, what bounties do you have? This is the 12th of January. And I said, wait. I was typing fast as fuck. Wait, have you paid open window yet? Yeah, he paid his Shmo and he shows it right there. Did the others reach out? I was the only one to reach out of the three of us to Tyler during this time. And so I saw that he paid and was like, all right, well, fucking GG. I was like, we didn't have evidence that open window was fake, but like, shit. If we found one that was fake, you can bet. And this is June 18th, 2022. Did Jared ever encourage you to at least delay payment to Shmooey around this time, even if directly? I'm not trying to convince you to stop watching him, donating, etc. And he goes, no, he didn't tell me. And that to me is really fucking weird, man. Like, how much money has Tyler donated to Jared? Regardless of your thoughts about Tyler, some people think he's annoying or can be over the top, which he can be, for sure. But this dude has given so much money and supported him so much, he didn't even fucking think about to reach out to the dude. Like, hey, by the way, don't pay bounties right now. Like, why would you not? It's like, if you have to bring in one more person to potentially stop from losing a lot of money, I feel like that's pretty pertinent. So there's that, I thought that was weird. And then here we are with this shit fest. There was a stream today where Jared brought Shmooey on stream, just big chilling like that. And you got Shmooey saying like, he's like, it's of course going to be Jared's best interest to be hard. Yeah, we wouldn't have assumed that Shmooey was telling the truth. We all agreed he was not telling the truth after the call. Which was, there'd be no need to stop Tyler. Well, that was before the call, maybe. That first screenshot, I'm pretty sure that was before the call. But if not, then whatever. And then people are trying to talk about this Ian thing with Jared. I didn't see the stream. All I know pretty much is that Jared went in pretty hard on Ian, tried to get him to confess, offered to pay money, offered to pay the Solo 6 bounty back if he confessed that it was true. Which, is generous. If he really meant it, that's nice. I'm glad he did that. But it's really weird that the stream that first went up after the Shmooey scandal was, I shot too quick. Shmooey's gonna come out with it himself. Twitter DMs, no, fucking who cares? I shot too quick. Jared or Shmooey's going to come out with himself. He was saying that we all agreed to let him come out with himself, which is not true. Jobu and I never agreed to do that. After that, we were like, dude, I don't think about that. We ended up just posting the video, making our own video because we had found like concrete proof that 9FC2 was fake after we had like talked to Shmooey and he said there was nothing else fake. So we're like, yeah, fuck that. We gave you a chance and you didn't own up. So you don't get to make your decision anymore. We didn't reach out to Jared to ask him about that because we already knew what he's gonna say. He's gonna say no, we gotta wait. He's gonna say no, we gotta wait. So we're like, no, fuck that. We're not gonna wait. We're just gonna make it now. And we made it like 4 a.m. And it shows because the video is terrible. It gets the point across, but it's pretty bad. As soon as I hit that upload button, within 10 seconds, I get a call from Jared on my phone. I put it on speaker. I have noise suppression also. Everyone that's in the VC, Jeff, Jobu, and I think Arch. I think Arch is there, but Jeff and Jobu for sure. Heard him absolutely reaming the fuck out of me over that phone. He was telling me, take that video fucking down right now. Take that video down. He was pissed. It's like, why are you, like, I get that maybe if we release it in a different way. What's the logic behind not wanting to wait? He just wanted Shmooey to be able to come out with it himself for whatever reason, which I disagree. Didn't record that VC. Jeff had a recording and it ended like literally right before he called me, unfortunately. So we don't have the VC of that. Because we had the admission from like Flames 250 Tech being fake. We had the Lock and A 180 FC fake. We had Zeppy Zenth 125 Tech fake and Jenny White fake. And then he insisted that 9 Patterns of Eternal Pain was real. Guitar Hero with Jack upload. He insisted that it was real. And we didn't have as hard of proof as we would like to just flat out say, to go public. If we were to go public right then, we didn't have we didn't have the best FC that we're not fucking FC. A red FC somewhere. We didn't have the best evidence for it. So we're like, okay, whatever. We were like, Job and I were like half reluctant to let him get on it. We were just like, if you go watch the end of the video, we're like, it's a lot of Jared saying, we'll let you have time. It's a lot of Jared saying, we'll let you have time. I didn't agree to that shit. I was under the impression that like, hey, we got the confession. Let's post this shit. Because, he's lied for 2 years. Potentially, maybe bounties are involved. We had zero idea. This is something that needs to be known immediately. So that's why we posted it, because we found hard proof. We found the audio after the Windows Media Player file had stopped playing. We found out that the microphone of the audio just kept going on. So we were like, okay, that's hard proof right there, obviously. Cheaters shouldn't get their way. I was the exact same way with Ian. We went a little bit easier on Ian because he is a minor. And we felt that did impact, how we were supposed to approach it, which I agree. But even with Ian, I was like, yeah, no, he doesn't get to decide, because we were toying around with the idea of like maybe letting him have something in the video, or let him get through school first tomorrow, and then we'll post it. But I was not about that. So we edited what was going to be in the video, and then we ended up posting it. But the difference in the treating of the Ian stream that Jared had, right? I guess you could call it. This shit's wild, man.
Specific person gets pissed off, you know what I mean? But a lot of Through the Fire and Flames videos are out there. Yeah, and speed-ups rarely get
So go through, just watch this video for maybe like 20-25 minutes, and you'll see him multiple times say, like, Ghost shot too early, we were going to let him come out with it. You know, that's what Jared wanted to do. He wanted to come out with it. I didn't feel that way. Joe didn't feel that way, certainly. So we made the video. It's not genetics, bro. Just fucking go faster. But there's like zero. There was zero. Hey, let's bring Shmooey on stream and let's really fucking hammer down on this and try and figure out what else is fake. Because we all agreed, right? We all agreed there was more fake. Why would you not do the same thing you did for Ian, right? Why would you not bring him on stream and drill down even harder? Why would you not boot up youtube.com and start going frame by frame for some random video? Why would you not? Why are you telling everyone that I shot too early? That I told everyone that Shmooey was cheating too early? Why would you say that? Why is that the path of logic? You know? And then apparently he was going on about how Solo 6 is fake, 100% he doesn't believe it. We had zero proof that that was fake. We had zero proof. There was none. You know, all the best proof we had was the Victory Solo J, Prevail 110, and Archwix Hell. I think maybe Prevail 110, Archwix Hell was after this stream, so whatever. We still had knowledge of it. We didn't include it in the video because we couldn't agree to it. If it was completely relevant or not, so we included what we knew for sure. But we did make a follow-up video later on, so whatever. Yeah, admit Solo 6 was fake and I'll pay the bounty. Like, you're 15 years old and you're telling this kid that in front of 500 people. Like, that's so weird, man. It's so weird. And then it's obvious, like, people have made this comparison before, you know? Does Ian still have videos? Yeah, he does. Like, let's not pretend, right? Ian, he looks like Shmooey. Like, he started wearing, it's so, like, this might be off the rails, but he's seeing all the same stuff. He dresses like him. He looks like him. Like, it's obvious. The kid looks up to Shmooey. Regardless if that's a good role model or not, he looks up to him. You know? And then now you've got Jared and Shmooey who are butt buddies, and then you've got Jared going in on this kid. It's just that not weird, man. It's like he's turned around from the actual problem, which is the guy that lied for 2 years. I don't know, man. I feel like in both situations, in the Shmooey one, I feel like I made the right decision and making it known as early as possible. And, you know, unfortunately, I had to break 2 promises because of that. I had to break 2 promises with Jared, and, you know, I lost a friend at the time. But, you know, I'm glad we're not that anymore. You know, I'm glad I'm out of that. And then with the Ian thing, we did a damn good job. I feel like we had it super informative. It was decently technical, and it was a good script and good editing. And we didn't at all in the video try and slander anyone or anything. It was only afterwards that we had the knowledge of that. Everyone now knows of Queef CH, right? Pussy Fart Clone Hero. He's 2 dudes at once. That is a fact, Borealis. Can we get a pen on that comment? Queef CH is obviously Shmooey and Jared, which is weird because that's like, we've all been looking at Queef CH like, man, this dude's fucking cracked, you know? And they're like, Souls 4, 1200 Ghosts. We're like, oh, maybe he's less cracked than we thought. But it's like, there was no player that could do those things. That was immediately clear. There was no player that could do those things. Right? 0 players could do those things just by themselves. And so we're like, yeah. Well, yeah, I was joking, Drowsy, but yeah, it was clear that 0 players. And so it comes out to everyone that Queef CH is those 2. So they're in cahoots for who knows how long now. Who knows when the account was made. It's just weird. Like, that's against the terms of service of the website. That's a bannable offense. So the account got banned, and you're, you know, colluding with a known cheater to deceive yet again, you know, thousands of players that there's an insanely good player out there when in reality it's just you and your homie. You know, hey bro, I'm gonna be on at 12:30 a.m. tonight. Don't hop on. You know what I mean? That's weird. This was released today. All of this Queef CH stuff, it was released today. It was made public. So it is common knowledge. And so the account's banned now. Yeah. And it's, you know, if you have issue with what I said in this VC with the Pixel Drowsy thing, how I said I was going to deny it, and you know, I was obviously being I was willing to deny and lie to people about it. I get it. You know, I did what I thought was in the best interest of my friendship, and so at the time I took friendship over integrity, unfortunately. And honestly, you never should. Why ban Jared from Scorify and not Ian? Probably because he had multiple accounts of his account sharing. Like, that's probably why. Shut up, Pixel. So, yeah, there's not really much else I can say. I'm not gonna. I mean, I sort of did, but I'll retouch on it again, Spaghetti. So the context of that clip of me apologizing was I called out Jared in front of Pixel and Drowsy, saying that you didn't want the video made public initially, so why are you complaining that your Solo 6FC is in the description of Carl Drop's video instead of Frith? You know, that just seems weird. And the apology was, you know, I'm sorry because I had already felt like he had already said that, like, dude, you went behind my back and making this video, and I did feel bad. And then here I am again, you know, I'm thinking as a friend of Jared, like, in front of two other people calling him out again, and I felt really bad, so I said, dude, I'll cover for you. I'll deny anything. You know, there's also, it's even in the video of the fucking interview. You know, Jared would also say that he'll deny everything if anyone goes public with it for Schmilly. You know, he claims that that was just an attempt to get him to admit things, but he'd said it many times after he'd already confessed. Yeah, I mean, the backlash wasn't from the DMs. The backlash was from the video. The extent that we knew about it was the 9FC2. We had the Through the Fire and the Flames 250 tech. It was obviously sped the fuck up. I had sent that video, the 250 tech, to a bunch of people in DMs. I was like, hey, look at this. Does this look sped up? It's like, yeah, this is obviously sped up. There's something in here weird about it. But yeah, Spaghetti, that's why. I felt bad about... I was trying to keep a friendship with Jared, and I felt bad about calling him out in front of two people in VC. You know, even though I was super reluctant. I guess you weren't here for that part. It took me like 30 seconds of him like, hey, what is it that you're trying to say? You know? I was super reluctant to mention that in front of those two people. But, you know, he kept insisting that I'd say it. So I was like, all right. It wasn't just like oh, by the way, Jared wanted this to not come out. I would highly suggest you rewatch the stream, Spaghetti. But yeah, it was very tense and filled with silence. I don't think I should pull the DM up, but there's a DM from Drowsy saying, "Daddy, why are mommy and daddy arguing?" So like, it was awkward as fuck because it was tense. But yeah, I was super reluctant. I did not want to get it out there, but it was like, he keeps asking, so I will fucking say it. And here we are. So, and then regarding the, I don't know if B6 is here, but, and then regarding this video, no one's asked, not video, but this tweet, no one's asked about it. But yeah, I mean, that's happened. Here we are. I've said shit that I shouldn't have said. And I thought that this part right here, I was like, damn, he really got something that I just don't know about apparently. So I guess I'll just tell everyone that I did this. And, you know, unfortunately, I shouldn't have said this shit. And at my point, I was like, all right, Ian, fucking hates me. He straight up refused to get into a VC with me the night that Jobu confronted him. He literally said, "I will leave VC if Ghost joins." And so I was like, "All right, I guess I won't join because I want Jobu to be able to talk to him at the least." Yeah, the Alec tweak does go hard, I will say. So that's what I thought he was going to bring up, because the VC thing, it's not at all, in opposite direction of what I was saying. It was just like, oh, look at this thing, but whatever. Dodging me is dodging drama, I guess, but I mean, he still made a stream and brought on the biggest cheater in the game's history, so, he kind of, went over that. Yeah, I am a fucking bomb. But that's going to be it for me. What's my ideal end? This is the ideal end. I'm not trying to get a fucking verdict out of everyone. Like, yeah, fuck this guy. I just wanted this shit to be made public and so that y'all know. That's the entire point of this. I just want y'all to know the shit that's going on. Because it's fucked up, in my opinion. So if you want to unfollow me and block me on everything, feel free to. If you want to keep watching me or whatever, feel free to. If you don't give a fuck, whatever. But that's going to be it. If you have... Yeah, the moral of the story is quit rhythm gaming and play golf. Borealis real golfing. Now that Ian's fake, so like when Shmooey was fake, you came back for like 3 months. Can we have you for like a week or something? Can you play Supernova for a week for us, please? That'd be pretty lit. All right. Well, if y'all have any questions for me, you can message me on Discord. It's GhostForce500 #0587, or you can just join my DMs. You can join my Discord and DM me, and I'll answer as much as I can. So, y'all have a good night. Appreciate being here.